Have you ever wondered why other countries are so good at soccer? The number one reason why I think other countries are better than we are is because making it pro is life or death. A lot of players grow up living in poverty, so making it out and making a living playing soccer is their way of finding an escape. Where in the US, we don't really care as much. In other countries, they don't really dream about becoming a doctor, a lawyer, or even a successful entrepreneur. Most of these players in other countries dream about playing at some of the biggest soccer clubs in the world, so that way they can bring their family out of poverty and hardship. But again, in the US, we're not really faced with the same financial struggles, so making it as a professional player is less aspiring. Now, I'm not saying that this is a good or a bad thing for the US or other countries. That's just what I've studied. Because when you research some of the greatest soccer players that have ever lived, like Messi, Ronaldo, and Neymar, they went through extreme hardship when they were young and had big dreams of helping their family get out of poverty. If you think about countries like in South America and Europe, their culture is just completely obsessed with the game. Just like if you think about how the US is with football, baseball, and basketball, the reason we're so good is because our country's obsessed with those sports and focuses on those sports. Because where you put your attention grows. So in Brazil, their attention's on soccer, and therefore the soccer community grows. Players get better, and their clubs get more funding, etc. And as a result, you'll see kids playing in the streets, playing soccer on the beaches. Or take, for example, England, which is 40 times smaller than the US, but they have 6 of the most valuable soccer clubs in the world. All of that passion and enthusiasm for the sport breeds talent that's inspired by the local clubs in their area. Your environment as a player is one of the most important things which determines where you'll end up. When you are surrounded by some of the best players and teams in the world, it's hard not to take the sport seriously and become really good. Another big thing is because the sport is less popular in the US, we have less access to street soccer or small-sided and pickup games. Access to local turf fields and soccer cages like in England are hard to come by. Or the beaches of Brazil where you can join a juggling group easily. In the US, you'll be lucky to see a soccer ball if you go on a walk on the beach. Other countries are better at soccer because they have limited options for picking a sport. The best athletes in Brazil learn how to play soccer, and as a result they end up becoming really good. But typically in the US, the best athletes end up playing football, baseball, or basketball, which means that all of our best athletes are more dispersed and they're not concentrating on one sport. I mean, just imagine for a second if all of the best athletes in the US grew up playing soccer. How good would they be? In the US, we have a massive selection of sports that you can choose from. In fact, it's almost encouraged to try different sports and not play just soccer. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying this is how it is. For the most part, the coaching in the US doesn't help either. That's because it's common for American coaches to select players who are bigger, faster, and stronger to win now rather than develop players. In European and South American countries, they realize what's more important is the player's technical ability, and so they focus on developing players and just let them even out athletically as they mature. I truly believe that the US has all of the resources that they need to be the best. And the reason we aren't right now is not because we're doing cone drills or lacking fascia training or not playing barefoot. It's because of our culture's passion and experience with the sport. And that's okay because the popularity of the sport is growing fast and our players are getting better and better. But to say that it's because we don't train barefoot or work on our fascia is just wrong. Don't get tricked by Instagram accounts that claim that they know the secret sauce when all they do is post professional players instead of videos of them playing the game. If they knew the secret sauce to becoming an effortless pro player, then why wouldn't they do it themselves? That's because there's no secret sauce and quick fix to becoming a great soccer player. Doing gym work isn't going to destroy your athleticism, and using cone drills is not going to turn you into a robot. It all works. Just commit to the actions and eventually you will reach your goal. Just play as much soccer as you can and believe in yourself and you will make it. Because the real reason that other countries are better than the US at soccer is because they have a burning desire to be great. If you do the work, you can and you will. I hope this helps you. Coach Gabe, signing off.